I think one of the existing programs now is the voucher system,
Yes,
given
voucher.
directly to students,
Correct.
allowing them to choose whether they enroll in a public school or a private school. The problem, however, is that some say that the voucher system does not go far enough, and even the amounts of the vouchers themselves require public schools to charge a top-up fee just to meet their cost if they are to offer the available programs that they have. So would you, as President, look into that as a possible solution so that there will be competition, a healthy competition between public and private schools on quality, and let the students choose?
I would do that. I would do that, especially katulad no, pero tama kayo, yung voucher system kulang talaga yon, no? Kulang talaga siya. Kung pwede dagdagan. On the other hand, basta't pwede naman taasan yung pinamimigay, basta't lang yung resulta, no? Magiging resulta should be made publicly available so that nagiging kasama sa ating public treasury of knowledge. Yun po.
Yes, may I?
Senator Marcos?
Yes,
Senator Marcos.
sa palagay ko, kahit anong voucher system ang gawin natin, magiging laging kulang yan. Kaya sinasabi ko, unahin natin ang ating public school system. Ngayon, paramihin natin ang ibinibigay ng pamahalaan na scholarship para yung mga deserving, yung mga napakasipag at napakatalino at napakatalented ay may mabigyan ng pagkakataon na makapunta sa kahit anong eskwela. Hindi lamang dito sa Pilipinas, marami tayong scholarship programs na nanggagaling sa iba't ibang ahensya ng gobyerno. At sa ganung paraan din, maaari nating i-encourage, sasabihin natin, kailangan natin ng agronomist. Di gumawa tayo ng scholar para maglabas tayo ng maraming scholarship fund para sa mga agronomist. Gusto natin na paramihin ang ating engineer. Ganun din. Kaya siguro, yan ang maaari nating magawa para bigyan ng pagkakataon ang nanggaling sa public school na makapag-aral sa mamahalin na private school.
Thank you,
Senator, I'm not sure if you're familiar with the study commissioned by COCOPEA. This is the Coordinating Council of Private Education Associations of the Philippines. They did a commission study around 2020 where the results were the returns on investment by private schools resulted in higher returns than the investments in the private educational system. So in a sense, there is private capital being invested for a public good. And yet, the private school system is saying that they are not given an even playing field, because all of these initiatives, although well meant, somehow have these unintended consequences that work against the private educational sector's economic interest.
Well, the very nature of a public school as opposed to a private school is different. And as you say, the private capital is being expended to run that private school. And therefore, the decisions on how they run that school depends on the management of that school. Now, the public school is something we have control over. And that is why I think that we should focus our efforts first in the public school system. And the private schools will again find maybe if they need that, if that is what they need additional capital, because it is not only an educational institution, but it is also a business. And therefore, they have to make those decisions themselves. Now, if we improve the quality of the teaching in our public schools and the support that we give our teachers, then I think we can even out that playing field that you're talking about.
Any reactions from our candidates?
Follow up.
Okay. Mr. Ang has a follow-up question.
Just the other day, one of our columnists, Father Rani Aquino, came out with a column warning against a measure in the Congress, House Bill 10282, which basically makes the Commission on Higher Education a very domineering institution in an environment where the private schools already feel that there's policy overreach and overregulation. They feel that this atmosphere stifles innovation in education, and because they are getting higher returns on their investments, it seems like it would be a wrong move to further empower these education institutions to continue these domineering policy work over the education system. Would you have a comment?
Well, I don't think that is not a systemic problem. That is a policy problem. And that is how we should address it. The system is not at fault here. It is the policy that's being undertaken that causes this dysfunction that Father Rani has been talking about.